WWE Super Show-Down has just gone off the air. The show was in front of 70,000 people in the Melbourne Cricket Grounds in Melbourne, Australia. Huge event for WWE, but the show just kind of felt like a giant host show with WrestleMania production values. The main event definitely felt bigger, even though I didn't care for the match. It definitely had a bigger feel to it than anything else, but the rest of the show just kind of felt like something you'd see on a host show. This is what WWE's going to do. Australia's going to have a shit ton of money. They're going to get even more, far more from Saudi Arabia. And this whole show, I think, was just kind of like just done as a way to build Saudi Arabia, to build the Crown Jewel shows. Just a giant setup show, especially with the last two matches. The last two matches just seemed right. This is where we're going, and we're just wrapping stuff up, like, to get to there. So there wasn't a pre-show, and the opening match I missed. I was so tired. Like, I didn't wake up until I finally saw near the second match with Charlotte and Becky. But God, I missed the New Day beating the Bar to retain SmackDown titles. Didn't see it. Next was the match I saw sporadically. I was still tired. Was Becky and Charlotte. Charlotte wearing that pink SummerSlam gear again, and Becky. Definitely more over here. Becky's super over. And what happened here, they're having a match. It's like, all right, they're going to protect Charlotte Flair. They want to, Charlotte's their top girl. She's going to be the star of their company. She's who they want to push the most. One thing I didn't like about this match a lot was the fact that they decided to do that DQ finish. I predicted something like that. I predicted Becky would retain the title, but I expected some kind of DQ finish. What happens is Charlotte has her in a natural selection, but then they go out of the ring and the title's involved, and Charlotte gets her back in not the natural selection, the figure eight. She has Becky in the figure eight. She's about to submit her, and Becky grabs the title and smashes Charlotte while she's in the figure eight, causing a DQ, beating her down. Charlotte Flair wins the match by disqualification. Now it looks like they're setting this up for SmackDown, and not this SmackDown. I thought they'd save it for SmackDown 1000, the title match, but they're having a rematch on SmackDown next week. I don't know why they wouldn't save it for the 1000th show, but on like Tuesday there's a rematch, and I'm not sure. I mean, Charlotte's gonna win. I don't know. She could. It's possible. The show's in Indianapolis. It's possible they put the belt on Charlotte Flair there. I don't expect it, but they don't just announce that like on a pay-per-view that they're doing a show, something on SmackDown. My prediction is they'll probably have to continue to Evolution where Charlotte finally beats Becky, but I don't know where they're going here. It's like they do this a lot. When they have a feud, they want to do it over a few pay-per-views, and they have this kind of the middle match where they just have to like do a DQ, and then the feud gets completely stale. It's kind of like Joe and AJ. Now that feud's done. That was a disappointing feud. And this feud's been good. I mean, it's been on SmackDown, but it's kind of the second match on the show, ends in a DQ, hurts the feud, I think. It'll take a lot of steam off, but Becky keeps it out. And I'm sure Charlotte will probably get it back, probably by Evolution. She's going to come on top on this feud anyway. She'll finally beat Becky in a major match. That's where they're going to. Up next, we had the shittiest match of the night. We had Bobby Lashley and John Cena beating Kevin Owens and Elias. First of all, let me say this. John Cena, please retire. I don't want to see you anymore. You can just fine. I guess he's going to show up in Australia or Saudi Arabia, or he might show up at WrestleMania to get squashed in 2 minutes again. But this is what we're going to get with John Cena. This is what we're going to get with this guy now. It's like it's going to be these matches where he just completely phones it in. He has this horrible haircut, long hair, his bald spots showing. It's like he's focused on China. He's shooting this big movie in China. I don't care. Just go away, John Cena, please. It's a complete joke of a match. It was a squash. John Cena does not want to take any bumps. He just hits Elias with the AA, then hits him with that fucking stupid punch that they're actually going to sell as a finish now. He pins Elias. John Cena is the winner. And him and Bobby Lashley won a fucking horrible fucking joke of a match. That match just was shit. An embarrassment. A complete waste. Kevin Owens and Elias had so much heat. Now they're getting squashed in this shit show. Next, you had the two biggest baby faces on the show, basically. The IIconics, Peyton, Royce, and Billie taking on Asuka and Naomi. So when the IIconics come out, they have a complete babyface entrance. They say, we love Australia. We're excited to perform here. We're happy to be home. And it's a complete babyface promo, and they're supposed to be the heels. Sometimes when they have a heel in their hometown, they'll have them insult the crowd, say, I'm so happy to get out of here so they can get some booze. But they're just let them get cheered here, and they should have. They were very popular. They won the match. Match was nothing. Asuka's a complete joke. They had Asuka come out and dance with Naomi. Asuka's just a total joke. And I know Asuka would sometimes, do stuff like in her match that's kind of comedy, even when she was dominant. But at the same time, this is just a joke of her. She's just a loser. They've ruined her. And Naomi, doesn't matter with her. I think she just, mid-card for life now. So IIconics definitely should have won because they were over. I think you should get over in your hometown, and there'll be more over in Australia. So they get the victory. Match was nothing. Absolutely, it was like a house show match. Not even a SmackDown match, just a house show match. IIconics win. Peyton pins Naomi, and Billie, Kane, Peyton, Royce get a nice moment. This is definitely the highlight of their career on the main roster, without question. Their main roster run's been a flop, with no doubts about it. It's been a complete flop, but this is definitely, without question, been the best they've looked on the main roster, and definitely the highlights of their careers right now. Up next, we went to the WWE Championship in the middle of the fucking card once again. Always in the middle of the fucking card. AJ Styles' title reign is exactly like CM Punk's 2012 title reign. CM Punk was like in the middle of the card. He was at least not even in the middle. He was sometimes the co-main event or second to last or third to last. He was never the fucking guy who was wrestling in the middle of the card. But Punk, his whole thing was John Cena's the top guy, even though Punk's the champion. Here, Roman Reigns is the champion, but AJ Styles is the champion, but he's not the top guy. And even more so than just Roman Reigns here, AJ, he was built like as the fifth or sixth biggest name on the show. Not even that, maybe even like barely in the 10 biggest names on the show. AJ is the champion, but he's not the top guy. It's eerily similar to CM Punk's 2012 title reign. AJ's going to probably break that reign. He'll probably hold the belt to the Royal Rumble. I think he's going to beat Daniel Bryan at the Crown Jewel show. I think he's keeping it. I'll get to that match later. But him and Joe, they had to really start off really good. I didn't like how it ended. They did a whole angle. They brought a chair in the ring, and they brought a table, and they did the whole angle where Joe went knee first through a table. And that was the whole big thing, was Samoa Joe's knee was injured. They went on for a while. Eventually, they had a few teases of Joe winning with the Coquina Clash. We just knew Joe's not getting the belt. AJ's retaining. He's having a historically long title reign. He'll probably be champion until the Royal Rumble. I don't even know if they'll go to WrestleMania, but I think at least for sure to the Royal Rumble where he'll break Punk's reign, even though Brock broke it. But AJ keeps the belt. He submits Samoa Joe. So you're making Samoa Joe a monster like that tap out. That tells you he's not getting the title. And this feud is officially over. Very disappointing feud. You knew WWE would ruin it. This kind of like, I'm sick of AJ as champion. I want to see someone else. I'd rather see Joe, but they didn't go in that direction, and AJ will retain. Up next, you had the 6-woman tag match. This was another terrible match. You had the Bellas and Ronda Rousey against Riott Squad. So we all know it's Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella at Evolution. And here in this match, they booed the Bellas, which was good. Ronda was definitely cheered. They even brought up Ronda. I'm surprised they brought her up that, when last time she was in Australia, she got knocked out and she lost her UFC title. So it was definitely redemption for her. I like how they actually brought that up. So in this match, the whole story is the Bellas won't tag Ronda Rousey. They're being bitches. The Bellas are fucking terrible. They're just a joke. Brie looked fucking garbage. Brie Bella is an embarrassment. She's a disgrace. I have to admit, Nikki didn't look too bad, even though I don't like Nikki at all. Even though as the personalities, I don't mind Brie as a personality. I can't stand Nikki, but in the ring, Nikki is far better than Brie. Brie is the worst I've ever seen. She's, she's just embarrassing. She just embarrasses herself. She botched everything. Some of the way she was dragging Liv Morgan. She is a fucking embarrassment. She is just the most pathetic excuse for a wrestler I've ever seen. Brie Bella's a fucking joke. And they did something that they had Liv Morgan and Brie Bella in the ring together. Liv, I don't like her with this pink hair. She looks great with blonde. Why does she have to dye her hair pink? I don't know. And Ruby Riott, she didn't get the pin. She already lost to Rousey on Raw, but The ending of the match was Ronda Rousey doing a double armbar on Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, which looked good, but the whole match was nothing. It was just alright. The whole thing was the Bellas, they won't tag Ronda in. It's them against the Riott Squad, and finally Ronda gets in and wins. I do not want to see Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella Evolution. That match is a fucking joke. That's a fucking embarrassment. I do not want to watch that. I mean, I have no interest in this Evolution show. This show's going to be a fucking horrible show. I don't care about that show at all. So up next, they go to Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric Alexander against Buddy Murphy, which I thought was probably the match of the night. Hell of a match. Very, very good. Buddy Murphy wins. He is your new Cruiserweight champion. So Buddy Murphy has a great story. I mean, he was in NXT. He was a part of that tag team, which I hated, even though they were tag champs. I thought they sucked with Wesley Blake. He goes to 205 Live, and some journalists I've seen on Twitter, I don't know if they're right. I don't care much for wrestling journalists, but that, they didn't want him on 205 Live, but he wanted to go on. He eventually lost the weight, and eventually they got the match. Eventually, things worked out, and now he's the Cruiserweight champion. He defeats Cedric Alexander. Alexander was champion for a while. He's been champ since Mania. It's time for a new champion, and we have a new Cruiserweight champion. Buddy Murphy pins Cedric Alexander, gets a big pop. So 2 for 2 in the hometown. I gave the benefit of the doubt in my prediction. I thought, give the Australian people what they want. Give them the IIconics and give them Buddy Murphy winning. Give them the hometown guy and the hometown girls winning. And they gave them both. Buddy Murphy gets the win. Buddy Murphy is your Cruiserweight champion. And definitely a very good match. Really happy to see the Cruiserweights do well. Even though the Cruiserweights division, I think they should probably still get rid of it. This was definitely a highlight for the Cruiserweights. And cool to see Buddy Murphy as champ. Yeah, what a lucky motherfucker he is. We all know why. It's nothing to do with the title. We all know why that Buddy Murphy is the luckiest son of a bitch in the world. And it has absolutely nothing to do with him being the Cruiserweight champion. Next, we had the Shield against Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre. This feels like a Raw main event, man. I'll be honest. I was bored. I mean, all they do is tease Ambrose is turning, so Ambrose is not turning. If they tease it for that long, we all know Ambrose is not going to turn. It goes on for too long. They did the whole thing with Reigns accidentally hitting Ambrose with the Superman punch. Strowman was definitely, the whole big spot was Reigns it was definitely a cool spot. Strowman was about to run into Rollins into the barricade, but then Reigns just intercepts him and he spears him through the barricade, through the south barricade, if that makes sense. That was definitely the best part of the match, but I'm just kind of, I'm sick of this whole Shield stuff, the whole Shield, we're going to break it up. Match was good. I thought the match would be better, to be honest. I thought they were just going to tear the house, and it wasn't. I mean, of all the Shield matches they used to have on pay-per-views, this doesn't touch it. It was still a fun match. It was decent. They eventually, the guy who took the pin was it Ziggler, I think? Yeah, I think it was Ziggler. He got the dirty deeds. Ambrose gets the victory here. Reigns and Rollins had to showcase, but the whole match was the story was Dean Ambrose going to turn eventually. He gets the pinfall for his team. I thought the match should have ended with Strowman pinning Reigns, to be honest. I think that set up Crown Jewel, the triple threat, but it's not where they're going. They're just going to keep it with Ambrose and probably have him and Rollins feud with Ziggler and McIntyre again. They're the tag champs. I forgot. Shit, how do you forget that? Maybe that's what they do at the Crown Jewel show. But, yeah. Shield wins, and they get their moment. They had a really great entrance, too. That was definitely awesome seeing them come through the crowd. So next we have the weirdest match of the night, the co-main event, a number one contenders match, Daniel Bryan and The Miz. So this was very quick. This didn't last, 5-6 minutes? I don't even count. The match, what happened was, it was basically a match they've had a million times. They're having a match. It's okay. Alright. Miz, I think, hits Daniel Bryan with the knee. It's fine. All of a sudden, Daniel Bryan hits a roll-up and the match is over. Hits him an inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? The match is over. Daniel Bryan defeats The Miz. I think this was done to protect The Miz. They're trying to tell the story with Daniel Bryan overcoming the odds. He's on the downfall. I guess it's done to protect The Miz. They kind of tease if The Miz's shoulders were down. I'm sure that's something they can have him complain to Paige about for 2 months now. That's gonna suck. I'm so annoyed at that. I'm so sick of Paige. I can't stand her as GM. And after the match, immediately, they announced that General Manager Paige, well, she's probably snorting coke and stuff, announces it's AJ Styles defending his WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan at the Crown Jewel, so in Saudi Arabia. So that's the match we're going with. They're giving Daniel Bryan the title match at the Crown Jewel against AJ. So they're gonna get Triple H and Undertaker against, or Triple H and Shawn Michaels against Undertaker and Kane, Daniel Bryan against AJ Styles for the title, and then Brock Lesnar challenging Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Holy shit. So, yeah, Saudi Arabia is definitely getting the bigger show. So they continue to hype up stuff. They hyped up Evolution. They hyped up SmackDown and SmackDown 1000. They're hyping up just everything right now. Just hyping everything up. They kind of do that big preview. It feels like a giant host show. And then finally, the main event's on. Triple H versus Undertaker. So Shawn comes out first, and Triple H comes out. So I thought Shawn and Triple H, as those two, looked far better than Undertaker and Kane do. Kane comes out, looks awful. I mean, this is the mayor of Knox County. It's fucking mayor. Isn't that weird? Like, imagine if you're just from Knox County, and you know nothing, and all of a sudden you find out, like, this guy is going to be your mayor, and he's this giant, like, 50-year-old guy wearing, like, this red mask and this ugly wig. Like, what would you think? Like, man, I voted for Mr. Jacobs. Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs. It's just a joke. I mean, I don't know why. I don't want to see Kane anymore. I like corporate Kane better than Kane, and Demon Kane, to be honest. But anyway, he comes out. Undertaker comes out. He has the long entrance. It's going to take 10 minutes. Undertaker looked horrible. He can barely walk down the entrance ramp. And in this match, I thought Undertaker looked fucking terrible. He just looks so bad. It's at the point now where it's just, oh my god, it's hard to watch. This guy looked horrible in this match. I thought this match went on for a long time. I knew they'd go long. They'd probably want to go and have a long match. I mean, they've had 3 WrestleMania matches. They've had 1 million matches, like, on big shows. Undertaker's won almost pretty much all of them, so it makes sense for him to do the favor to give Triple H the victory here. It's probably the last time they'd have a singles match, I think. Definitely, certainly not the last time they'll be in the wrestling ring together. That's going to happen in about 27 days or something like that. But, yeah, they've had 3 matches. You know, the WrestleMania 17 match they had was very good. The 27 match they had was really good. I thought that was good. And then the WrestleMania 28, the Hell in a Cell, the end of an era match, their best match, was absolutely fantastic. That was just a great, great classic Hell in a Cell match. And Shawn was the referee, so the Undertaker's on all 3 of them, and, you know, it makes sense for him to do the favors for Triple H here. Here, this match went on very long and too long. Undertaker looks so bad. He just looks so old. It looks painful for him to walk. Like, how is this guy even moving? I mean, he's making so much money. I just wish they'd let him have, you know, just a squash match so he can, you know, ever get pay him. But watching this guy move is just painful. It looks so fucking bad. When they brawled in the crowd, it looked horrible. And when he was trying to choke him with the cord. Triple H, I thought, did okay here, even though he looks a lot older now, too. I thought Shawn Michaels, I mean, when they have him take his hat off, he just looks so old as a bald head. The stuff, I don't know, they did a lot, smoke and mirrors. Kane kind of got his ass kicked the whole match, to be honest, but Shawn, he took some bombs here. They did this spot where Triple H does an elbow drop to Kane through a table. Then they have him and Undertaker just brawl forever. They have a lot of chair shots. Not like the last match. Remember the Hell in a Cell match in 28, all those chair shots were nuts. But here, they have like just a few chair shots. I thought the commentary was terrible, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the commentary. But the climax of the match, there's one cool spot. Triple H hits Undertaker while Undertaker has a chair, and Triple H hits him with the sledgehammer through the chair. That's kind of cool. Then they have, just a series of kickouts. The match ends, Shawn's in the ring. He hits Undertaker with the Sweet Chin music. And then it eventually goes into the pedigree, and Triple H gets the victory, pins the Undertaker, and then after the match, after Triple H wins, they do the big thing. They're gonna tease, that whole thing from, last time when they all walked up the ramp together. Undertaker's laid out in the corner, Kane's on the apron. Eventually, Triple H and Shawn go to shake hands. Undertaker gets back to his feet, and then it looks like they kind of do that whole, the 4 guys in the ring, kind of like that curtain call thing. They all raise each other's hands, and then eventually just have a whole bunch of fireworks go off, all the stuff, and then they're teasing it. It's over, end of an era. Michael Cole, oh, here we go, last time ever. It's all Michael Cole stuff. He's just terrible on commentary, and all they're hyping it up, and we all know what's going to happen. We all know what's coming. Undertaker and Kane, boom, turn on them. Undertaker, tombstones Triple H, then they beat down Shawn, and Undertaker chokeslam Shawn Michaels through the announce table. So, as I predicted, just a giant setup, and that'll take us to Crown Jewel. Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction against DX, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. I mean, I don't like how Undertaker and Kane are kind of the heels, because I think throughout their careers, I mean, it's clearly been the opposite. Triple H and Shawn are better as the heels, while Taker and Kane are the faces. But that's where we're going. Crown Jewel, DX, Brothers of Destruction, Shawn Michaels is a big return. Giant setup for that. The whole show itself was just, again, it kind of felt like a host show. It wasn't bad. I mean, it's fine to watch. It's not a horrible show or anything. It's easy to watch. I didn't mind watching it. It's something to watch, but I don't know. It's been so long. I hope, I regret watching this early in the morning. I think I might have enjoyed this more if I watched it on a delay. But it is what it is. WWE's making a lot of money, and they continue to do so. And even though they're sometimes produce, not the greatest shows, I think Crown Jewel was Super Showdown has been a very good show. It was what it was. It was a cool atmosphere. It's cool to see stadium shows. It's a cool way to set up, I guess, the Saudi Arabia show, but the show itself wasn't that good.